Okay, so a nice simple one today. We're going to be looking at removing the scuttle tray on the Corsa. So the scuttle tray houses the wiper arm motors, but it also gives access to things like the front shocks. Where they come up, the top mounts are mounted right underneath it. So clearly what we're going to need to do is take off the wiper arms, so they need to come off. The wiper jets as well, as we can see there, they're connected to a hose which is just under here, so that will need to come off as well. In terms of fixings, forgive me for having a broken one as well, I'm not quite sure what happened there, the car come like it. In terms of fixings, what we also need to do is kind of remove this rubber strip, or not kind of, we need to remove this rubber strip. So that just pulls away nicely, all the way from end to end. There we go. And then you may have a couple of clips, one there and a second one there. And you just need to remove those clips. You can see obviously where the fixing should be, there and there. And then the next thing we need to do is remove the wiper arms. So we can see one's got a cover on, one's not got a cover on. So the covers basically just pull off, or if they don't come off you can just prise them over with a screwdriver. And then the fixing on here is a 13. There we go. So sometimes these may be really tough to get away. You might have a trouble releasing them. For me, I know that these ones are actually okay. You can get a wiper arm removal tool. Maybe I'll put a just a little link up here to how I've had to do that before. But basically, just remove those nuts, put them somewhere safe, and then you can give the wiper arm just kind of a little press down by pulling it up as well at the same time, and then that comes away. What we can do as well, we can take note of where the wiper arm was, and if we wanted to, and what I'm going to do is just put a little bit of tape just at the far end, just so I know exactly where the wiper arm sat, so when we come to put it back together we can put it nicely in alignment. Okay, so there we go. So that's both wiper arms removed. You can see I've got a bit of tape just for the first one and a bit of tape just for the second one, obviously remembering the second one, or the one on the passenger side, is the much shorter one. So there's two different sizes, one long and one short. Okay, so with that rubber removed, we can see that we've got a nice bit of flex on there. With the wiper arms removed, we can see we've got even more flex on there. And what we can do is just kind of get our fingers in. And what's going to happen is we'll see that it's kind of just tucked in underneath the windscreen here. So as I lift it up, I can just pull it down slightly. There we go. And we can see that it's just coming away very quickly, very easily, which is nice, just away from the windscreen. So obviously as we pull it up here, it's going to snag on these slightly. So what I'm going to try and do is just lift it up over this middle one. Okay, so then with that like that, what you can do is just lift it up over the wiper arm spindle. There we go. And then down this end, let's not forget what we've got. Like I said, we can just check and we can see, in actual fact it's just come away as I've lifted it up. This is our washer jet hose, and that just connects in to the hose there that then runs to the jets. So if it doesn't come away, just get your fingers in there and give that a little pull away, and that should come away quite simply, quite easily. With that like that, what we can do is push the whole thing forward, he says, there we go, and then the back end will come out and away it comes. Okay, so then with that apart, then we can see obviously we've got the wiper hose feed. So if we were pulling the wiper squirty at the moment, obviously water would be jetting out of there. So if your wipers aren't, or your jets aren't working, that could be a reason that your hose has become disconnected. We can see here we've got our shock top mount as well. So that's needed for access to that. We're taking this off. Various other bits and pieces, obviously the wiper arm motors, and then the top mount for the other end as well. And then putting it all back together, it's pretty much the same in reverse. While it's off the car as well, it's a great opportunity just to give it a really good clean up, just to get that real nice detail in there. Obviously if you had lots of time, you could give it a wash down first with a soapy sponge, stuff like that. But otherwise, just get some back to black stuff, whatever it might be, and then you can just give it a nice going over while it's all accessible. And that'll make a whole load of difference when you put it back on the car. So there we go, removing that scuttle tray on the Corsa. So hopefully that's been useful. If you have enjoyed it, or if you found it useful, please do give us a like down below. For now, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.